Hello everybody, this is Havoc, and welcome to Songs of Conquest, the game developed by Lava Potion in early access that is heavily inspired by Heroes of Might and Magic. Now, this game is in early access. I have to say that first and foremost because that means there will be pieces missing, there will be aspects of the game that are not completely fleshed out. But my goal here is to play a campaign for you, possibly even two, depending on how it goes. And we will get into that in just a second. But one of the things that I want to say beforehand is, of course, if you enjoy any part of this, be sure to give it a thumbs up, be sure to subscribe to the channel, comment about what you like about it, all of those things. But on top of that, a big, huge shout out to Lava Potion for allowing me to have this game before release so I can then record it and present it to you guys. Now, one of the things that I do love about games is looking at the options menu. So we're going to look at the options menu and show some different things off there before we hop into our single player. There are time stamps in this, so I will say if you want to skip ahead to the timestamp where I start the campaign, that's fine, but there are some useful tidbits in here that I want to point out. So we have some very basic things here. We have the language, we have a battle log, which will show you the damage and things of that nature. You can auto hide it, always showed it, or always hide it. I'm going to always show just because I like seeing those damage counters and I can kind of get a feel as I play along of how the units feel, how certain spells work, etc., etc. Damage vignette, I'm not a huge fan of vignettes at all, so I'm always going to have damage vignettes off. Show blood in battle in case you are playing with around little ones or you just don't want to see blood, you can always turn that off. Typically, I don't think my kids will be in here while I'm playing it, so I'm going to show blood in battle. Subtitles are a must for me. Any game that doesn't have subtitles is probably not worth playing. I'll just say that. So subtitles are an absolute must. Show wielder movement range. Now your wielders are your leaders, and we'll get to that in a little bit, but movement range just shows them how far they can move. That is very important for me, especially in this style of game. So we're absolutely going to do that. We are actually going to take out show last battle kill in slow motion. And if I have a piece of feedback right here, it's that I wish you could toggle how often that happens, because sometimes it's cool, but after every single battle, it gets very repetitive. So a bit of feedback is to have an option for how often that happens. You can also do camera follows your wielders. We will go ahead and turn that on. Actually, no, we won't. We'll turn off the cameras because I like to have the camera wherever I want to have it. So you could follow your wielders or follow visible enemies. You can auto-equip stronger artifacts, which is something we will do. I think that's a fantastic feature, is to be like, hey, I don't have to worry about whether or not I am going to remember to get something that's better. Instead, it will auto-equip. Now, you may not like that because there may be an artifact that you are really, really pining for. And if you're pining for that, then, and you want to make sure you have it, you can totally just do that. Now, auto zoom cameras in menu, sure, that works. Enable battle troop always facing team direction, of course. Enable co-op play, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to be co-op playing. This is an experimental feature anyways. Maybe if I can convince one of the other buddies to play, but it's not something I'm worried about. Damage and kills preview on hover. This is an absolute essential because it shows off that. It shows off the potential damage and the potential kills. If you're wanting a cinematic mode, maybe that's something you wouldn't want so much, but for me, this is an obvious check. May not be for you. Screen shake is great. I love it because it brings a little more life. And then down here, your in-turn behavior is simple and advanced. I'm not exactly sure what this is. I'm not going to lie, but we're going to move on to autosaves frequency and quick saves. That's very, very simple. So some great gameplay options right off the bat. Excuse me. Of course, we have all the things on here, very high terrain graphics quality. This is not an intensive game. I will say that right now. But I will turn VSync off and turn the frame rate budget to 120 because I don't want it overtaxing in case that ever happens. Currently, I'm running at 850 frames a second. We have your sound, chat sound effects, music, master, sound volume, your controls, how sensitive your mouse is. We're not going to worry about that. I'm actually going to keep it at right there. I don't ever do screen edge panning. I hate it simply because I alt tab a lot. So no worries about that. And then there is a map editor. We're not getting into it. We're not getting into that, but outside of that, we are good. So if you've clicked on the timestamp, or if you have watched me go through the gameplay features and options, which I still recommend you do, we have our two campaigns. We have the first song, which is the Song of Stoutheart, and we have the second song, From the Ashes. You have to remember, or maybe you don't know, that in the campaign, as the campaign progresses, you essentially craft the tale of an epic poem song sort of deal. And so at the end of the campaign, you have this song that tells everything about what you have accomplished. It's an epic. So we have the first song and the second song. There are more factions, but I'm assuming they're going to release in early access afterwards. We are going to play the first song, the Song of Stoutheart. Cecilia Stoutheart, the young baroness of the barony of Stoutheart, must face enemies within and without to hold on to her power and protect her people. Stoutheart will stand. This is a human-based faction, so it is kind of the more basic, if you want to call it that, of the factions. The second song, From the Ashes, the slave mines of Baria, Rask of South Creek Flats, small band of Rana flee and fight their way to the deep marsh and home. It is more of a lizard amphibian style faction, so that might be what you would like to play as more. But regardless, we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it species. And we are going to do the Song of Stoutheart. Now, I have played a couple of missions already, so I do know a fair bit about what's going on, but we are going to start over. So just so you know, if it seems like I know what I'm doing, odds are I don't know what I'm doing completely, but I've at least played it enough to seem like I know what I'm doing. And right off the bat, I want to say that this map looks absolutely fantastic. It looks like it was crafted in Wonder Draft, I'm not going to lie, and maybe it was, which is not a problem. But it does look absolutely fantastic. So Mission 1, a new baroness in the year 593 AA. A young Cecilia Stoutheart rose to baroness after the untimely death of her father. When ore shipments from Barkspur's rich mines go missing and rumors of bandits are brought to the new ruler, Cecilia leads a small force to investigate the missing resources and restore lawfulness to the barony. Cecilia Stoutheart, the new baroness of the barony of Stoutheart, was on her way to the quarries of Flint Hills. All shipments of stone from the region had stopped, and she was determined to find out why. She suspected an uprising of bandits and peasants had already sent troops to the region to restore order, and had already sent. So here we go. As I mentioned, we have our movement range. This is very important to me. And anything that looks like it could be interactive pretty much is. But my goodness, like, I'm a fan of pixel art. I think it does very, very well today because it's not really pixel art like from the old school days where you're limited to very few bits. This is rather in depth, but you can still see it. It allows for more customization, and I think it's great. We have Gallows and a Source of Knowledge. Let's go visit it. All right. Deaths come to all, some sooner than others. Great, we got 250 experience points. Just from seeing some guys hang on Gallows. I love it. What do we got here? We have an Aurelian Milestone, which is a source of power. What do we get? We got 2 movement for a duration of 1 turn. Great. Let us continue. Very nice. We have a Dead Commander, which is a source of riches. The Dead Commander wore Stoutheart colors and the distinctive sign of Corvus Reserves. Stolen ore was one thing, but an uprising against Stoutheart troops was more serious. And we actually can't visit it because we don't have enough movement points. So we're going to end the turn. Alright, so we get a dagger, which gives us 1 offense to our character. And we also get 800 gold, or 800 gold. I'm actually going to go with the dagger. Even that small 1 offense might just do some damage for us, which I think works for me. And so because of this, we now have a 6 melee offense, we have 6 ranged offense, and currently we have 10% melee resistance and 10 defense. This is also the only skills that we have available to us should we get into battle. And I guess one of the things I forgot to mention is that we do have troops. We have some rangers, which is our basic bowman unit, and we do have footmen, which are our basic infantry. And you can see we get some essences there. That is going to be very crucial for determining the spells we get to use in this game. So I think that's pretty good. So order, we basically get 3 order from troops, 1 order from the wielder specialization. So every turn in a battle, we would essentially get 4 order to use, and whatever spells coincide with that essence. Let's go ahead and look this way. We have a looted cart, 800 gold, simple as that. All right. We have another Aurelian milestone. Some wounded soldiers appeared from the forest and snapped to attention. This was Cecilia's Corvus Reserves, and they had clearly seen combat recently. Hail, Baroness. The Corvus Reserves await your command. Lieutenant, you've seen some combat. What's the situation and status of the mines? Our scouts detected hostiles about, milady. The gold mine to the south has been seized by rebels. We also encountered an unexpectedly well-armed force at Flint Hills to the west. We took heavy casualties and were forced to retreat. How well armed? These aren't peasants with tools and knives. They have crossbows and swords, and bannerless knights ride with them. This is no peasant uprising. Someone thinks me weak and seeks to take advantage of my father's death to steal more than a few shipments of ore. We must uphold the laws and show them the error of their ways. Gather the troops. We march for Flint Hills. So, do we want footmen or do we want rangers? We actually want both because we can afford all of them. Nope. Mass move. There we go. Fantastic. I'm wondering what happened. Maybe we can't even go over there. Maybe this is why we're meant to go. But we have 10 rangers, 10 footmen, and I feel like, ooh, an old camp with a source of riches. Soldiers are camped here. Their camp can be pillaged for gold, or the soldiers can be recruited. We are going to recruit them. We need as many troops as we can, essentially, to go fight these people. Awesome. We got 3 riches, or 3 riches. 3 movement for 2 rounds. Let's see. Rebel militia. Threat lever towards Cecilia unknown. It seems they are between 1 and 25 in number. Let's get to it. Stand down. This mine belongs to the barony of Stoutheart. It belongs to me. We will do no such thing. You'd be wise to go back to your castle and prepare for a storm. There's one coming, I gather. The only storm gathering here is me. Prepare yourselves. All right, so this is the battle map. We basically get to move wherever we want to. And I'm actually going to move... Yeah, we're going to move back up there, and I'm going to move these guys here. We're going to see if we can't get them close to within each other. Now, we could withdraw. We can do a manual battle, or we can quick battle. It's an easy level threat. We actually have 26 troops. They have between 11 and 25. We're going to manual battle it. And welcome to the battle map, everybody. Now, as you can see, we do have your standard turn sort of dealio. I can't think of what it's called, kind of the term timeline. And we are going to go stand in front of our bowmen just in case. What spells do we have? This is an order-based only. It looks like we have Quicken. We have Protection. We have Pacify. And we have Rally. I would love to do Rally, but we may not be able to do it yet. Let's go ahead and end his turn. I don't know what they're... Wow. Whew. Here we go, though. But remember when I said we had that counter and that damage and death modifier? This is exactly what I'm talking about. Nice. We killed them all. We are going to target a friendly troop and give them 10 defense. And you see we had 7 order. We now have 2 because that used up 5. The benefit of Rangers is that they don't need to reload. These militia need to reload between each round, basically. So that gives us the advantage. Let's go here. Easy. Piece of cake. We did lose a few, but that's all right. Nothing compared to their losses. Yep. We lost 2 rangers, 1 footman. They lost 25 militia. And we got 250 experience, which means we reach level 2. Now, when you reach a new level in Songs of Conquest, you have the ability to learn one or choose one of 3 skills. I think one of the best ways to go about this is to go with command. After looking at a lot of things, upgrading your command allows you to see or to use more troops. So now we have slots for 4 troops instead of 3 beforehand. I think, in my opinion, in the early game, this is one of the best features to have, because the more troops you have, obviously the better off you're going to be. Gold mine, let's go ahead and go here. Sweet. We took back the gold mine, which was an optional objective, and we get 500 gold per round because of it, not to mention 1100 gold. So we now have 1900 gold. We can't do anything with it just yet, but we'll get to there in just a little bit. As we progress through the woods, we have an old battlefield, source of power. Okay, so for 1 battle, we get 20 defense at the expense of 10 offense. What about this? Cecilia was no ordinary commander. She was a wielder who could draw upon the essence of her troops to wield mighty spells. As she touched the old tribute to order, she felt its essence empower her. Oh, well, I didn't get to read that. So we get +1 order per battle. I'm trying to read dramatically here, game. Come on. An old camp is another source of riches. We are going to grab 12 militia. Now remember, militia, while we can have a lot more of them, they do have to reload between each turn. So, an old camp. Let's go ahead and get 12 more militia. That way we have build that up. We have a large camp. Gains us 6 more footmen. Awesome. An armor rack, which gets us an archer's gambeson. That archer's gambeson gives us 4 defense. So we get a lot of defense on us, which is great. And then there's more stuff back here. Let's go ahead and go there. In the turn. The Shrine of Aurelia. Hundreds of years ago, the Empire of Aurelia spanned the whole world. Statues of the Empress can still be found spread across Arleon, and many folk speak dreamily of the golden years of Aurelia. We get 10 initiative, which, if I do remember correctly, puts you in front of the line in battle, so it just allows you to be able to go first and more often. Sweet, and we got some gold. We've got a lot of gold. Not a lot of stuff to do with it yet. Well, hello there. Erected barricades and a small force of armed peasants blocked the road west. You best be gone, young Stoutheart. Flint Hills are free lands now. Free? Free to be attacked by bandits and pillaged by other baronies. Who will protect the people? You? Why not? As you can see, we are quite well armed. I can see that, but I caution you to think carefully before your next actions. Put down your weapons, answer my questions, and I'll be merciful. Or stand unlawfully against me, and my sword will deliver justice. Now, who armed you? One of good intentions, excuse me. I've seen Stoutheart mercy when old Lord Hammond was decapitated by your father. Now turn back. Brings me no pleasure to turn my sword upon my subjects, but unlawful acts will not be tolerated. Stoutheart will stand. There we go. I'm really glad we picked up those troops. Let's go, let's hang back for a turn. Sweet, we took out all of them. Can I move and shoot is the question. Don't know that I can, so I'm just gonna hit them right there. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and boost up the shield strength of our guy there. Can I boost him twice? Don't know that I can. We are reloading, and we can take those guys out. Ooh, that was a good move. I'm gonna move here. We're again gonna target him for some defense. Nice. Well done. We only lost 3 militia. That is easy to do. Looted cart gets us 800 gold. Move along, little doggy. It appears I can't go that way, so we have to go to these bannerless knights. Between 1 and 25 in number, as Cecilia's troops approached Flint Hills, a well-armed force of soldiers bearing no barony's colors came out to meet them. Knights, archers, you're no ordinary bandit force. I've always wanted to kill a wielder. You won't be the first upstart knight I've defeated. Let's do it. We're gonna hang out here. Looks like they have few knights, few archers, and several footmen. Well, with that in mind, why, let me go there. There we go. There we go. Looks like the knight has initiative. Let's go fall back. And I did not do a lot at all. We're gonna fall back and I'm gonna hit. That didn't even do anything. Let's do it on that guy. 1 to 3. Let's move back. I'm glad we focused on them. Let's kill the knight. All right, we have 8 order. He still won't be able to reach me. This archer will though, and they've been really focused on these my archers. We're also gonna move up. Wonder what this will do. We get deadly range, 100% damage, high ground 30%, offense over defense 5%. Unfortunately, ranged attacks resistance is minus 50%. We need to go give 1 movement range, get up on the high ground, and we may be able... Oh, I thought we'd be able to kill the archers. These are official archers, I tell you what. Very nice. Not the easiest battle, but still a victory nonetheless. Yeah, so we lost 4 rangers, which is a lot. And we also lost quite a handful of footmen. We should... Yes, it looks like we did level up again. No, we didn't. Not quite. Alright, so... The Flint Hills are infested, or at least were infested, by bannerless knights. Looks like we have a farmhouse. A crowd of peasants, led by a village elder, came out to greet Cecilia as her force entered the Flint Hills. I have defeated the rebels and restored Flint Hill to the protection of Stoutheart, as is my duty. Now who among you will tell me what happened? Those knights and their soldiers appeared recently and armed all the local troublemakers. They seized our quarries and mines and started sending shipments south towards Barkspur, where the patron awaits. And none of you stood against them? None of you sent word to the local warden or to Springhold? No, milady. We feared for our lives. We sent a messenger to Hope's Glade to warn them and ask for help, but the messenger never returned. Remember this moment the next time you are made the offer of independence. I will always protect the barony from the threats within and without. Join my forces. Together we will restore order to this territory. We'll heed to the call to arms of Stoutheart as we did for your father before you. There are able-bodied recruits in the peasant hut. All right, we investigate, or are going to investigate Hope's Glade. Farmhouse gets us 75 gold. Peasant hut, this is where we can recruit troops. All right, so what we can do here, if we do this, it fills us up to our 50. And unfortunately, we can't buy all of the rest, but we could, but I don't know what's ahead. So we're actually gonna pass on it. We do have a blacksmith, source of power. We got an archer's helmet. That gives us 4 defense. Huzzah. Excuse me. Stone will be useful. Stone deposit gives us 2 stone per turn. Another stone deposit means we're getting 4 per turn, which is great. We got more stone, and then we have a cozy tavern, which we can't see what that will do for us just yet. A tavern fills an army, any army, with energy and vigor. We get +5 movement for 2 days. They really, really want us to get moving fast, don't they? Now I see a tower over here that I think we're gonna have to explore. Yeah. Looks like we have an old camp too. A small band of Cecilia's scouts stood waiting along the roadside. Lady Stoutheart, Corporal Greenhood, we come from your warden, Vilja of Thorncliffe. As per your command, your troops are concealed at the forest edge. Corporal, that is not the forest edge. These troops are camped within Tinderville. You may have disturbed the Fae. The Fae, my lady, surely the Fae are only a myth, superstitions for the country folk. Did my ancestors sign a covenant with mythological creatures? The law of the leaves still stand, and we must make a sacrifice or break the peace. Consider what we must forfeit to the forest, being to atone for your error. I await your judgment, my life is yours. Your death would serve no one. If I remember my history, there is an offering tree southwest of here. Join up, Corporal. I need all my troops, even the ones who make mistakes. Your loyal servants. Absolutely. 15 out of 20 for our rangers. We have an old camp. We can do militia or gold. We are going to do gold because I don't want to fill up with more militia. We can take all of them. Okay. Maybe we can combine them in the future. We have an old camp here. We're going to take 600 gold. And then we're going to go down to this giant mushroom, which is a source of power. +1 damage, +1 troop movement, -25 defense for a duration of 1 battle. And it looks like... Oh, I missed this. No, I can't get up that. Never mind. I know what I'm talking about. It looks like we have some Fae spirits. Fae spirits, flying creatures of the Tinderwild, with bat-like wings, long claws, and sharp teeth, swooped and buzzed before the offering tree. They wore strange masks and screeched at Cecilia and her troops. Humans be gone. We wish to leave an offering for our trespass of the forest, as is stated in our ancient covenant between us. Stand aside, little spirits. I would do my duty. No humans, none ever. Spirits, do not trifle with me. I am Stoutheart, and by the agreements I seek to make amends. If you continue to impede my passage, I will draw arms and put you out of your misery. You are misery, misery! So be it. Alrighty. Not ideal. Oh my goodness. There we go. Manual battle. All right, so we have plenty of Fae spirits that we need to attack. Looks like they all get initiative to go before us, too. Yes, I will attack them. Very nice. We should be able to pretty much get all of these guys. Man, that hurt. Nice. Piece of cake battle. So we lost 4 militia, 1 footman, and we've gained a new level. So again, I still go with upgrade because I want at least 6 troops to be able to fight off some of these larger battles that we'll someday experience. We can get into things after that if we want to. Stone Circle is a source of power. The circle infuses any visiting wielder with the power for their next battle. 10 offense, 10 defense, plus 2 movement for a duration of 1 battle. We have worn boots. More, we have a pile of gold out of movement. 1,000 gold. Worn boots, which do what? 1 movement and 1 view radius. Very nice. And then we have the Fey Offering Tree. The Offering Tree was the most unusual tree Cecilia had ever seen. Her friend, Vilja of Thorncliff, had described them once, but had not done it justice. Branches were smooth and glossy and seemed to be lit from within. The leaves tinkled like tiny bells in the breeze, and most uncommon, the tree gave off the aroma of warm spiced cider, like her mother would give her when she was small. Bay of the Forest, for trespasses upon your woods, we offer compensation. For these space spirits slain, I ask forgiveness. They could not be reasoned with. Let our peace be everlasting. Absolutely. Nice, 3 offense and 3 defense. Now it appears I probably can't get back there. It is a bit of a bummer, but that's okay. Let's go grab this chest. We have Archery Ruins. As Cecilia examined the strange art, she noticed that it was almost warm to the touch and vibrated slightly. She studied many strange ruins from the times of Aurelia, but never one that seemed alive. Remains of a peculiar ancient building, 500 experience points. And then we're gonna go down to here. Nice, we got a round shield. Looks like we got cash money. We need to go to that waterfall, which is a source of power. 3 movement for 2 rounds. What beholdens us for this Aurelian milestone? 2 movement for 1 turn. And well, hello, other faction. Guarding the road was a large force of mercenaries hailing from the merchant states of Baria. Turn back, the road is open for ore shipments from Flint Hills only. So you are strangers to these lands, or you would know me as the lawful Baroness Stoutheart. I do not recall a declaration of war from the Barian city-states, therefore you are thieves and trespassers. What other crimes shall I add to the list? We committed no crimes. We are honorable mercenaries here on contract and merely following orders. I spit on your contract. You have my ore, therefore you are thieves. You will return it, tell me who hired you. Maybe I'll ransom you back to your employers. We are not afraid to fight you, Stoutheart, but be warned, our contract states that no one wearing Stoutheart colors are to be spared on the field of battle. Of course, if you turn around now, we can avoid this battle. Never shall be treated as thieves and trespassers, and my sword will deliver justice for breaking our laws. Then unfortunately, we must battle. There we go. Manual battle. To battle! It looks like spearmen only, so we are going to go on the high ground. High ground we shall remain. Nice. Seven to 11. Whew. Let's go. We're still gonna stay right here. That's fine. We have the high ground, and that's really helping us. Let's go right there to give you some initiative. You are going to end your turn. We can kill all 12 right here. That's a really smart move, I think. We can kill 1 right there. Give him some defense for 1 last hit. Nice. We only lost 2 militia, and we gained another level. Now we might come to the point where I think we can do a new skill, which is learning. Your wielder gains 15% increased gain, which means we should be able to level up faster. which is what we kind of need right now. Burnt building. We found 500 gold, 3 stone, and 3 wood. A road sign gives us 1 movement and 57 experience points. We have a burnt building here as well. Cecilia's troops searched the smoking remains of Hope's Glade, looking for survivors. The townsfolk had clearly put up a fight, and for that they had suffered. From the rubble, they heard a moan. They had uncovered a badly injured militiaman. Lady Stoutheart, we held as long as we could. We had to retreat. They were too strong. Who did this? Barians? A troop of Barian mercenaries marched towards Barkspur, but it were knights that attacked us. Men of Arleon setting fire to our homes, taking no surrender. All we could do was flee to the hills north of here. The wounded man tried to speak, then fell limp. His eyes glazed over as the last sliver of strength left his body. His essence is in the wind, but Stoutheart will stand. Come, there are survivors here yet. Let's search the hills where we journey south to Barkspur. It's time to put an end to this. We need to liberate Barkspur. And we need to look for survivors, absolutely. Sifting through, we found a bunch of stuff. More stuff. We have a dead commander. We're gonna go with 900 gold. No survivors yet again. As they reached the top of the hill, they found a sturdy tavern and the soot-covered, injured, and scared survivors of Hope's Glade. From among them, a minstrel stood and greeted Cecilia. Hail! Do my eyes deceive? The Baroness of Stoutheart to grant reprieve. You mean to avenge these foul knights? Then we brave souls would join your fight. And with your aid, Stoutheart will stand, returning peace and order to the land. Well, it looks like we'll be able to recruit ourselves. Look for survivors optional. Nice. We can afford an entire troop of these minstrels. Tavern singers are drafted into the armies in times of need. Now, if you'll notice, so far the only thing we have made in terms of essence is order. However, with minstrels, we now have creation and chaos. So we will be able to bring that essence into our spell book and be able to use different things. And their ability is Fear No Foe, which gives 5 defense to friendly troops. All those have been visited. We gained some more things. Looted cart, 900 gold. No survivors, but we gained lots of stuff. We have a lot of resources now. 2 duration, awesome. Well, looky there. Gazing across the lake, Cecilia saw the settlement of Barkspur. It was clearly occupied by another force of Barian mercenaries. This one led by a wielder. She readied her soldiers for the final battle to retake the region. We will defeat that. All right, we have Nimander Breeze, a troop of pipers, a troop of musketeers, and a troop of pikeneers. Whew. That's not gonna be very fun. All right, looks like they're all jigged up. We have our pikeneers, the rifleers. Those are gonna hurt. Whew. All right, we're gonna do Fear No Foe. We are actually going to hang back. Those foes are too dangerous for us, honestly. Let's go ahead and take out the rifleers. Musketeers. I don't know why I said rifleers. Oh, that's embarrassing. New round. Fear no foe. Here we go. All right, let's go ahead and just give him that still. You're reloading. Less than ideal. Go and take you out. Go ahead and take you out instead. Sweet, so we've got some new things. We've got Chaos Step. Move target friendly troop 1 hexagon. Target enemy range troops. We have all friendly troops get -25 defense plus melee offense. Swap places between 2 target troops. Maximum distance can be 3 hexagons. Get wrecked. Sweet. Oh, we have, I was like, what do we have left? Piece of cake. Troops lost? Yeah, we lost a lot of troops. After the battle, a beaten Amanda Breeze is brought before Cecilia. Wielder, we appeal to your honor and beg that we may negotiate a surrender. I am Amanda Breeze of the Quartz Battalion and a stranger to these parts. I concede the field, will withdraw my forces. You are indeed a stranger, Barian, or you would know by my colors I am Cecilia Stoutheart. Was it your weapons that armed the bandits who caused the uprising? There was a misunderstanding, milady. We were led to believe by our employer they had a lawful claim, on these lands. When we realized our betrayal, we had already signed the contract. By mercenary code, we could not withdraw services. Reveal to me your employer and their plans. If I'm satisfied with your answer, I will spare you, but every Barian of your company must leave my lands. It was Lady Hammond that hired us. The Topaz Battalion is sent to recover Ashbourne. We are grateful for your mercy, Lady Stoutheart. May this deal bring good fortune to each party. The information is adequate. I will spare your life and instead send you to the prison in Castle Everkeep. There you may contemplate that honor might be worth more than gold. Corporal, this is your chance to redeem yourself for your error in the Tenderwild. Take 2 squads and transport Captain Amanda Breeze to Everkeep until we can rearrange for his ransom. You can depend on me, Lady Stoutheart. With Barkspur restored to the Stoutheart rule of law, Cecilia gathered her troops once more and set out to pursue the Topaz Battalion, prevent the occupation of Ashbourne. For this, she would need the aid of Vilja of Thorncliffe, Warden of the Stoutheart, and Cecilia's long-time friend.
With grim conviction rose Cecilia of Stoutheart to crush rebellions and push back another upstart. Lady Hammond claimed her settlements, settling, we begin.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the first episode of the Song of Stoutheart. Mission 1 is complete. Mission 2 will begin in the next episode. I think we'll do these episodics because I think they will work well enough. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the game so far, and I hope that you enjoyed the content of me playing as well. Guys, if you would, it would mean a whole lot to me if you would engage the YouTube algorithm by subscribing to the channel, turning on bell notifications, giving the video a thumbs up, but also commenting and sharing the video. All those things mean so incredibly much to us YouTubers, you have no idea. We will continue this mission to the responsibility of rule in the next episode, the next video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me once again. This is Havoc, and I'll see you in the next one.